All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achak Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson that was new that's edifying to the Lord's elect. That being said, let's get right into it. Make sure everything's good. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. My own voice. I was contemplating on a bunch of things. I was thinking about how Esau be making all these he says a lot of shit about you different. For example, he'll call you a monkey, for example, right? I don't know why this came to my mind, but the dude looks like a monkey himself. He don't even look like you look at one of those white monkeys, he looked like that. But yet he's calling you a damn monkey. And I'm saying this because you got to really understand your enemy, man. You got to understand how the mind works, all right? What he's showing you, what he's telling you, matter of fact, he's showing you how he thinks about himself ultimately. Let me start right here in the book of Judges, Matthew. Let me start in Matthew. This was on my mind. I'm gonna try to land this plane. Matthew 7:1, judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. So that's what you're supposed to do. You judge somebody according to the way that they judge you, and you can learn a lot from that, okay? The way they look at life, you can learn from that type of information, okay? So when he says things like this, he probably knows. You look at the white monkey, he ain't got no lips. Esau ain't got no lips. You look at the fur on his head, it's straight. It ain't like our hair. Even the black monkey. Okay? Black monkey you can send up to the they'll send that one up to the moon and put it on on spaceships. But the white monkey, what purpose does that thing do? That thing's a damn fool. And that's the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay? Useless. All right. Another thing he likes to do, I was thinking about this today. He dresses up as a furry animal. That's a white man's thing, That's like that's showing you that he's like a beast, man. This dude is a beast. Now I see why the Lord, when he was revealing the secrets to Daniel, he said it was like a beast coming out of the water. Because that's what he is. He's a damn beast. Okay? But what I was really pondering on is how he likes to call everybody black and white. That's the one that got me the most. Because only a dog looks at life like that. A dog looks at, he can't see color. He sees black and white. That's Esau. He's like a fucking dog, man. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. I read this precept one day. This is what made me start thinking, I gotta watch my mouth. Let me grab this. Man. I know a lot of shit's going on. I'm trying to start this fire right now, man. Burn this up real quick. Opprobrious words, KJV. Opprobrious. OPP. Opprobrious. RIUS. Words. Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 15. It says that the man that is accustomed to opprobrious words will never be reformed all the days of his life. Let's look this up. It says, this is an AI overview. The term opprobrious words refers to shameful, abusive, or contemptuous speech, meaning the man that is accustomed to opprobrious words will never be reformed all the days of his life. These are words that bring disgrace, cause anger, or are full of offense, like scurrilous talk, blasphemy, or insults, highlighting how habitual use of such language prevents true change. So, if you can't, the scriptures do talk about bridling your tongue. Let's grab that too, as a matter of fact. If you ignore it, you ain't really, you're not really, you trying to become perfect, man. It tells you that even though I be rude in speech, let me grab that too. Bridle your tongue. you know, we all have our things we struggle with. This is the book of James 1 verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. So you want to learn how to keep your mouth shut. But ultimately, you want to learn how to control it, you know, because sometimes, you know, we find ourselves speaking when someone's trying to tell you something. Sometimes we can't hold back. We want to, but it's like it's a form of being undisciplined. That's ultimately how I look at it is being undisciplined with your mouth. That can get you in a lot of trouble, man. My mouth has gotten me into a lot of trouble, but it is what it is, man. The Lord He created the mouth, man. You know, I'm doing my best to use it for righteousness. All right. What's another good precept on that? I think the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue, KJV. Proverbs 18, verse 21. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So you pretty much gotta watch what you say, man. You know, especially when it comes to the doctrine, man. Your doctrine can either bring forth life or bring forth death. You want to make sure that, especially, you got that correct. But also watching your mouth when it comes to dealing with other people, because you don't know, man. You know, this word is offensive without being overly hostile, you know? People gonna get offended by the word, but that's their own problem. Even though I may be rude in speech, KJV, what's that, Corinthians? 2 Corinthians 11 and 6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So though I be rude in speech, it's not in knowledge. Okay, so that's Paul speaking like that, man. So Paul probably struggled with the same thing too. You know, dealing with people. Isaiah was dealing with the same thing too. So it's not uncommon. It don't make you wicked. It's something that it's an Israelite thing, you know. If you can work on it, we all trying to get perfect, man. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 5. Then said I, woe is me. I'll start at the top. If you don't, because people don't know about Isaiah 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. So he saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and his train filled the temple. So your train is what kings wear. You know, a king, he'll be walking, he got the train on the ground following behind him. Well, the Lord's train fills the whole temple. And imagine how big that thing is. Kings put on their trains different victories that they've gotten over the years. So imagine Yahweh. Okay, he probably he gets all the victories. Every victory that's ever won was because of him. He allowed it to happen. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 2. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. That reminds me of the movie Bird Box, where you couldn't look at the angels because you would, if you opened your eyes, you would then want to kill yourself. And that's what Isaiah is saying here. This is what he was seeing. He saw the seraphims and he didn't even die. Okay? But if you watch not the other one with, I forgot that girl's name that was in Bird Box 1. If you watch Bird Box 2, I think it takes place in Barcelona or something like that. He was able to see, but he didn't die. He was trying to get other people to see and try to get them to die, but, you know, he was trying to bring everybody to the light. You know, that's sort of like us. We're trying to bring you to the light, but you end up dying when you come into this truth because you put off that old man. You kill that old man. You understand, like, what the hell, who the hell is, you don't want to put that old man to death. Because he is as death, man. You don't want to be, it's after the image of this world. You don't want to be accustomed to this world, man. You want to be saved. Isaiah 6, verse 3. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Yahweh of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. So that's the seraphim, the angel. Okay? Moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, woe is me, For I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. So now he starts to see he's defiled. He's not, he's been around people. I'm a man of unclean lips, and I'm amongst the people of unclean lips, but yet I'm in the presence of the Lord. So he acknowledges that. So why wouldn't you? That's why you gotta. If you don't understand that, man, that's a heavy precept, man. That's looking at your inner self and saying something ain't right here, man. Paul talks about how he wanted to, oh wretched man that I am. Let me grab that real quick. Let me finish this. Isaiah 6:6. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar, and he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged. So that's the Lord ultimately cleanses you of your sins. So in the eyes of men, it sounds wicked and stuff, but the Lord understands. And if you predestined from the beginning, man, you pretty much good. Your sins have been forgiven. You got the coal. A coal is a filter. As a matter of fact, let's go into that word coal real quick. Coal in his hands. Isaiah 6:6. Isaiah 6:6. Coal, a live coal. Rizpah. Pavement. Glowing stone of coal, live coal. Does it get into it? Okay. It doesn't really. Let me go here real quick. Is coal filtration, used for filtration? Yes, coal filtration is widely used primarily with anthracite coal for physical particle removal in multimedia filters, and with activated carbon, often coal-based, for chemical absorption, effectively removing impurities, chlorine, taste, and odors from water in residential, commercial, and industrial systems. So coal is used as a filtration system. So he took the live coal from off the altar and he touched his lips with it. So now he was purged from his iniquity. We hope we get purged too. Okay, let me grab this and I forgot where it's at. Paul says, "O wretched man that I am," KJV. Romans 7 verse 24, "O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death?" Yeah, your body is as death. The scriptures talk about your body being as the chains of darkness. So even though you don't want to commit iniquity, you still do it. Paul struggled with it. We all struggling with something. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes 7 in verse Ecclesiastes 7 in verse 29. It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions." No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. No, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 20. "For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not." So there's not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. So everybody that you see, they doing some form of wickedness. Okay, everybody's doing something. There's somebody doing something that's off. Okay, in the eyes of the Lord. It tells you in the book of Isaiah 64:6 that our righteousness is as filthy rags. So ain't nobody better than anybody. You know, a lot of people, we talk about the 1/3 and the 2/3, but you might be a 2/3, and someone you consider to be a 1/3 might be, vice versa. You might be a 1/3, and he might be the 2/3, or you might be the 2/3, and he the 1/3. So that should keep you humble, because you really don't know. When you read scriptures like this is what the Lord's telling you. Isaiah 64:6. "But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away." Okay, so there you go. Back in Romans 7 and verse 25, "I thank God through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, our Lord, So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. So there's a war between your members and your flesh and your spirit. Okay, so that's why sometimes there's always a battle. You're always battling. There's always going to war, all the time. And if you ain't got the mindset to constantly go to war, you ain't fighting right. You beating up the air, like it tells you in 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter. And a lot of people, that's what they do. They just beat up the air all day. They just go along, just go with the flow of things, man. You're supposed to be a new man, all right? Or a new woman, every single day, getting better, getting closer to what the Lord wanted you to be in the first place. By purging yourself with this code, with the word. That's ultimately your filtration system in this time. Describe this in the book of John, chapter 15, and verse number, John chapter 15, and verse number 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So that's how you get clean now. That's how we cleaning ourselves, because we're constantly going through the process of being holy. Just like Esther, when she was about to go see the king, Ahasuerus, what was she doing? Let's go there. Esther, the 2nd chapter. Let's go to Esther. Where's Esther at? Esther 2. And verse number 8. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace, to the custody of Hegai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Hegai, keeper of the woman. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, which with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her out of the king's house, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the woman. Esther had not showed her people, nor her kindred, nor Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. And Mordecai walked, where is it? Oh, it's down a little more. And Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the woman's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her. Now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women, for so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the woman. Then thus came every maiden unto the king, whatsoever she desired was given her, to go with her out of the house of the woman unto the king's house. So in order, before she even met the king, she had to spend 12 months going through a purification process. So that's how a king, these women, man, they don't go through those days, you know. They just jump on one rod to the next. There ain't no purification process. They're defiled by the time they come to you. They're drunk as fuck, and it's disgusting. You know, when you think with a king's mind, a king want to mess with it. Half of these women are supposed to be put to death, get stoned to death. Half the women you see in this world are dead women. They're not even supposed to be alive. The Lord allows them to be alive because he's long suffering. But these bitches are supposed to be dead, man. Stoned to death, shameful deaths. A lot of these women, man. But we're like a woman unto the Lord, according to Jeremiah 6:2. Let's grab that. So the same thing should have happened to us. Jeremiah 6:2, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. A comely and delicate woman is a beautiful woman. The daughters of Zion is also ultimately talking about the whole nation of Israel. He looks at a whole nation like his woman. That's why he beat the shit out of you for cheating on him. Caught you cheating in Israel. He whooped your ass, man. Okay? And that's what the nation of Israel gets. But now that we've been kicked out the house, we're repenting now. Now we want to go back into the house. We're begging the Lord to allow us to go back into the house, man. Okay, you read the parable of the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. That's talking about us, man. Some of us, 5 of us, okay, which represents the elect, they're going to have oil. The oil is the understanding of the Lord. Okay, and then the five fool ones, they're gonna run out of oil, which represents the house of Saul. They're like, just like then, that spirit left Saul and it went into King David. So the house of David is gonna wax stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul is gonna wax weaker and weaker. How I like to look at it is, there ain't a lot of oil like people think, man. That oil only belongs to the elect. So whatever somebody has, that can be taken away from them and given more to someone better than them. It's the same thing that happened to Saul. So more people are gonna wax worse and worse to the point they fall out. And not just fall out the truth. They fall out in all aspects of life, man. They're gonna die. Okay, they're not gonna see the salvation of the Lord. You wanna spend the first day with the Lord, man. That's the best time. We're gonna be talking about that for all generations. That's a memory you wanna have with the Lord. Okay? That's how important it is to be called, and your calling, you got to make your election sure. Meaning you got to endure unto the end. You got to hold this word. You got to cherish this word. Okay, not like people in this world, man. They don't cherish the Lord. They ain't ready to die for the Lord. They ain't ready to die for stupid shit, blocks and colors and flags and money and women. That's what y'all like to die over. You can go die over that stupid shit. Okay, she gonna perish with you. All right. Anyways, what else did I want to get? That's the purification. That's pretty much the point. You know, I didn't really, the spirit just hopped on me to talk about that. These are internal dialogues I have with myself, man. Trying to get out, fight that old man, purge out those things, man. But even though we need to be changed, man, ultimately, let me grab this in the book of 1 Corinthians 15. This is the point, man. We need the Lord. It's a constant reminder that we need him. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we have to get these new bodies. We have to be immortal, man. We have to go in that direction. That's the only place. That's it. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else to achieve, man. Because you're gonna get one or the other. You're gonna get life or death. You choose. Okay, I'm going for life. I'm going for the victory. You know, to the best of my ability. Goes well, I can get to where I need to go. Goes well, the Lord give me that power, man. But ultimately, just being numbered among the saints, that's better than, hey, man. He tells you in Luke 10, you know, let me grab that too after this. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Yeah, well, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Okay? And that's a lot of confidence, man, when you can say things like that. Death, where's your sting, man? Then you're going to be looking at death. You're going to be searching for death. That's how you know life is stronger than death, man. Death is weakness, man. And that's what Esau is. He is as death. That's why he be running around with swords all over the place. He's a demon. And this is his last time to run amok. Because when we go into incorruption, because according to Romans 6, verse 23, the wages of sin is death. So, you know, if you can sin, you can die. When we get changed, we can't sin anymore, so we can't die anymore. But Esau, you'll still be in this body that you possess today. Okay? And we're going to break your body in pieces. We're going to do a lot of damage to you, man. We're going to see how much fall damage you can take. See if gravity really exists. We're going to recalculate it. Instead of dropping an apple, we're going to drop your ass. See how you like it. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15. In verse number 56, the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God which give us the victory through our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, so it's not in vain, always abounding. Let's look at that word abounding. Let's look at this word abounding. Let's look at this word always. At all times, always, ever. At all times. That's what always means. Abound. Let's see what that means. Let's see what abounding. To exceed a fixed number of measure, to be left over and above a certain number of measure. So, the apostles used to tell people, do three videos a week, the apostles used to tell us. And some people are still on that level. They do 3 videos a week. 10 minutes here, 5-minute video there, 3-minute video there. I'm done. So what the hell are you doing for the rest of the week? You just spent 28 minutes to make 3 videos. Is that abounding? You got to ask yourself these questions. These are internal dialogues you should have with yourself. If that conversation is not being had, I don't think the Lord's supping with you, like it tells you in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Let me go there. Let's look at immovable first, and then go to Revelation 3. Unmovable. Unmovable. To be moved from its place, unmoved, metaphor, firmly persistent. Okay, you got to be firm in this truth, man. Revelation chapter 3, and verse number 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, you should have just gone. Let that bitch sit there. You can't let bitches drive, man. Oh, he had to go that way. She's over here sleeping at the wheel. She was supposed to take a left turn. Got a full truck. She don't even see. Got to turn in that direction. Just dumb. That's another woman that probably should have. She probably already should have died a long time ago. She don't make good decisions. But just like us, Let me read this again. Revelation 3. I start at 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. So he'll come into you to knock on your door, letting you know how you doing. Good morning. You have a blessed day, okay? You're welcome. If he's knocking on your door, he's trying to sup with you. He's trying to. When you sup with somebody, you're sitting down, you're having a dinner, you're getting to know him. He's getting to know you. He told you he's not like he's an austere man, So that's not somebody. If a woman's sitting down with an austere man, she's thinking in her head, this dude's no joke. I don't want to play with him. I got to take things serious. This is somebody that I can potentially be with, and that's who the Lord is with the nation of Israel. Okay, the elect of Israel. They taking the date serious, expecting that it's gonna turn into something much greater than just sitting down eating. Okay, we're eating until we get to the point where we get delivered from our enemies. Because that's what salvation is. We're the lowest nation down here being treated like shit by a damn dog, calling you black and white. This nigga's a beast, man. And he's showing you it by every single damn day. I didn't even get into the news because I don't know if I landed this plane already. Trusting this damn devil, the so-called white man. It's book of Ecclesiastes 3 verse 15. Now that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And God requireth that which is past. So he requireth that which is past. So the shit that this nigga has done, the Lord's going to require it of him. Okay, he going to want all that shit he's done. He going to pay for all of his sins that he committed. All right, let's grab this in the book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. And what does this nigga do? He goes around the world sowing wickedness. Okay? So what do you think he's going to get back? You think he's going to get life everlasting? Huh? You think the Lord's going to be pleased when he sees this nigga? No, he's red, man. He gonna have, you know, when somebody's red, that they got that, they gonna want to burn you, man. Galatians 6 verse 7, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And that's what Esau, he reaps wickedness, he sows murder, he sows, he steals, he robs, he transgresses that's what he sows. So you're going to get every bit of that back. That's why I'm sowing righteousness. I'm hoping they be mercy, grace, you know, giving people blessings. You know, hopefully the Lord bless me when I need a blessing. That lady probably needed to be blessed. You know, and that was a so-called black woman, but she had a good spirit on her. So it's not, we're not talking about all you black women, man. But the majority of you done lost your damn mind. If you find a good black woman, you got a rare jewel, man. A very rare jewel. You need to hold on to that. Okay? Because I love my sisters, man. Some of our women are. You see a beautiful black woman, oh my gosh. She can stop time, man. That's power. That's power, man. The Israelite woman, nothing better than that, man. Especially if she's right with the Lord. If the Lord got favor on her, man, you can see it. But most of these women, they don't got that. I forgot to get this in John the 9th chapter, as a matter of fact, while I was talking about that. But Esau, he gonna reap what he sow. He gonna get what he's gonna get. John chapter 9, verse 1. Actually, it's not 9. It's 8. John 8, verse 1. Yahushua went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery, and when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery, in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So they were tempting the Lord. Okay? Trying to accuse him. Because if he took the woman, they brought the woman to Yahushua. Okay, listen, we caught this woman in the very act of adultery. According to the law, she get put to death. But what sayest thou? Okay, so if he says, put her to death, then he's saying how, you know, it's pretty much saying, how are you going to save these people? Where's the mercy? Where's the grace? This dude's a false teacher. And if he says, don't put her to death, oh, he's a transgressor of the law. So that's a hard position that they put the Lord in. A lot of people want to, that's the devil again. That's Satan's in the midst of that, trying to accuse him, trying to use the word against him to destroy him. This is why you gotta know the word. John chapter 8, verse 6. This they said, tempting him that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he had heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast the stone at her. Woo, man, that's wisdom on a high level. Okay? He who is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone. Now, that's wisdom meeting you in every thought. That right there, man. A lot of people, you know, we stumble at the word sometimes, but sometimes after the fact, you like, damn, you know, I should have said this, that, and the third. You just got to keep practicing. Eventually, the word you become one with the word. Because ultimately, the elect are one with Yahushua. They're like, and King David, all the men of the Lord, we're all one. It's all one big spirit. Okay? But you got to see if wisdom got to try you, man. You got to put on her fetters. What's that? I think that's Wisdom of Solomon. No. I forgot what that precept is, but it's like putting on the chains and fetters of wisdom. It's like a burdensome stone. You gotta bear wisdom. Let's keep going. This is the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 8. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground, and they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, that's what the word does. Convicted by your own conscience. Let me grab this in the book of, I gotta grab Hebrews 4 and 12. Hebrews 4 and 12, man. Show you, that's the word. Hebrews 4 verse 12. It says, for the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So he cut them. Yeah, you throw the first stone. So now it's like it was the perfect thing to say, because he's not transgressing the law of Moses, which shows you that the law was still upheld right there. It was still upheld right there. Okay? And, showing you that the law is not done away with. The Lord knew that that woman should have been stoned to death, for committing adultery, but that woman represents the nation of Israel. And we should have been stoned to death too for transgressing and committing adultery. We were caught in the very act. Okay? Just like these women. So we got to have mercy on them too, because we understand the times that we're living in. And it's going to become a point where the Lord's going to, you're their hedge. Okay? So if they don't come to the men of the Lord, they're going to perish. They're going to die, man. And it's justified. Because the Lord, that's the only way you're going to receive salvation is through the men. Okay, so back in John chapter 8, verse 9 again, and they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last, and Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. So one by one, they started walking away, dropping their rocks. They were ready to stone her to death, man. But the word, he cut them. He cut them, man. By upholding the law. Yeah, you one of y'all do it, man. You without sin. Just showed you in Ecclesiastes 7 and 20. Ain't a just man upon the earth, man. So that's the Lord implemented mercy. Unlike the Sadducees and Pharisees. Let me grab this in the book of Matthew 23. In verse 23.
Spreading the word over there, brother?
That's right, bro.
God bless.
Yeah, you too, man. Matthew 23, verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not leave the other undone. So, judgment, mercy, and faith, man. They ain't implement that. Okay? They always wrestled with the law, man. They were making money off the law. They were hypocrites. Okay, that's what Matthew 23 is going. That's the 2/3 chapter. A lot of the characteristics of the Sadducees and Pharisees are characteristics of the 2/3. Okay, outwardly they look like they're holy and righteous. Not all 2/3 are walking with their pants hanging off their ass, man. Some of them are very I forgot the word I'm looking for, but you might perceive them to be somebody that's holy, and they're not. That's why you got to have this word inside you. That's the only point. John 8 and verse number 10. When Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Have no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Okay, so it's not like you can't sin anymore, because like I said, we're in these chains of darkness. So we're going to be subject to sin. But you pretty much need to sin less. All right? You need to sin less, man. That's why we say you got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Unlike you heathen, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that, man. And we're starting to learn more and more about you damn Edomites, that y'all ain't shit. You're a base people, like the Lord said. You're a beast. You're the beast. And you got to watch out. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when all shit hits the fan, you got that I love everybody spirit. They're going to kill you. They're going to eat you. That's why they talk to you like that. Calling you monkeys, calling you, he's always, the commentators, they be like, this dude's an animal. This is the Edomite. Edomites talk like that, man. They really look at people like that. Anyone that looks at the world through the black and white lens is a damn cannibal, man. That nigga's a dog. Dog can eat anything. Very base people, man. Very base. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So the place of judgment under the sun is the earth. I'm under the sun right now. This is where the iniquity is. Okay, not where the Lord is. All right? This is where your iniquity is played out. This is the place of judgment. This is where you get judged at. Because in a past life, you were doing your thing. You had to pay for those sins. Okay? And now you're here again to pay for them. And if you prophesying that, that's a good sign that you may have been purged. You may be part of that number. Because just like he did with Isaiah, by purging him from his unclean lips. But what did he do after that? He kept prophesying. He told him to prophesy to that place get destroyed. Okay, and Isaiah, through the Spirit, probably back today, doing the same thing he always done. He's in the Word, he's prophesying. The spirit of prophets is subject to the prophets, according to 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 17. That which have been is now, and that which is, that's wrong. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 17. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. So the righteous and the wicked are being judged. The so-called white man, the Edomites, and the Israelites, we all being judged. Righteous people died too. Okay? And this is the place. But we know we're getting closer to that point where not everyone's going to die this time. There's a great salvation that he's going to exhibit in this time. So the doors of mercy are open. But then they're going to be closed, and then you're screwed if you ain't got this word. This is what the scriptures are liking the word unto honey. Honey's a preservative. But like I said, that honey's only going to get to who it belongs to. Not everyone's going to have this word inside of them, sustaining them, getting them ready to go. Everyone ain't going to have it. What little you have is going to be taken away from you. Because you don't want it anyways. You're supposed to be a cheerful giver. You're not a cheerful giver. You're always complaining through the Spirit. The Lord hears your inner thoughts, man. You kicking your feet. You scraping your feet to do He ain't even telling you to do much, man. He's telling you to feed his sheep, feed his lambs. Yeah, it ain't hard to do. He gave you the word to feed his sheep and feed his lambs. And by you doing that, he bless you. And you can't do that. It's pathetic. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 18, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. So men are beasts. Okay? We're just seeing who's more of a beast, and that's Esau. Okay? He's the beast that it talks about in Daniel the 7th chapter. He's the one he created this place to be in the image of the beast, which is the Roman Empire. Who did that? The so-called white man did that. Because he's a damn beast himself. That's why he's trying to put RFID microchips in everybody's damn forehead and in their right hands, like he does the damn cats and the dogs. I was watching the brother's video. Somebody bought some steak, and the damn MOTB was in the steak meat. You know, he probably chips up the damn cow. He's so lazy, he ain't gonna take out the chip. He's gonna chop it up, sell it to you, and say, we didn't do that. All you gotta do is lie. Finding all types of shit in your meat, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. So that's what makes us is as beasts. Is dying like them. Beasts die. But see, the nation of Israel, the difference is we're gods, but we're going to die like men, according to Psalms 82 and 6. Okay, but we need to be changed back into our original state. We were put in these chains of darkness. As a matter of fact, let me grab that since I keep saying it. What is that? Chains of darkness. Jude. Let me grab this in 2 Peter 2 and 4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Now those angels that sinned are the elect of Israel. Okay, so they're the ones who were cast down from the state of being sons of God to the people that you see on these highways and hedges today. They were put in these chains of darkness to suffer these afflictions that the Lord was putting us through. Whether it be pains, the body, he can judge your ass through the body. That's why Esau wants to get out of this body. He wants to transhumanism type shit, where he gets into the robotics and shit, so he don't be judged. Because this is what the body is what allows the Lord to destroy you. Now, if he can get into download himself on some type of CD or something, then maybe he can escape judgment. That's what he's putting his chips in. The Lord be fucking these Edomites up, man, giving them all types of plagues in their bodies, man. Even though Jake gets shot young, he die, he bleed out. Man, that's a better death than what the Lord's doing to Esau. Esau got to go to damn hospital bed to hospital bed, take all types of medications, get all types of kidney replacement, kidneys, this and that, skin grafts, and he spends a lot of money to upkeep, man. Okay, but the Lord blessed a lot of us, even though we suffer for some of these things, because the nigga he wants you to feel like him. He puts pork in everything. Pork is a carcinogen, like bacon. Puts that shit in everything, and that's where you get that shit from your defiled foods. Anyways, Jude 1 verse 6, and the angels which kept not their first estate, the first estate is being the sons of God. That was our first estate. But left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So we're here until the judgment of the great day. It's talking about the day of the Lord. But we know that the Lord's going to save us out of that, because we're not meant for that destruction. Okay? What does he say? He says, the second death. I forgot what precept I'm looking for. I think it's Revelation. It says it in a couple places. Revelation 2 and 11. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So he that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death is talking about the thermonuclear destruction. It's coming from Russia and these other nations. All those that bend the bow. Revelation 20 and 6. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So, yeah, blessed them of the first resurrection. Okay, those of us who are changed, who get to witness this salvation. But a lot of y'all, according to 2 Esdras, the 9th chapter, you're going to learn it after death by pain, and then you're going to come in through the loins of the elect when we get into the kingdom. Revelation 20, verse 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So the lake of fire is the thermonuclear destruction of America, Babylon. Okay, when you're in the midst of that fire, ain't some shit where you die, then you go in the fire. No, you're going to die by the fire. All right? That's the second death. Just like the first death was water. You didn't die and then get dunked into some water. No, you died by the water. Okay? That's what the second death is. The second death is by fire. Okay? You ain't gonna die and go there. You're gonna feel it in your own flesh. Zechariah the 14th chapter. Let's jump there real quick. Zechariah 14 in verse Zechariah 14 and 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Now, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, and it's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is the plague that the Lord's going to send to all those that fought against you. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold on everyone on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. That's pretty much it. You're going to consume away like Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, holding the fence. Okay? That's going to be the plague that the Lord's going to send at all those who fought against Jerusalem. Why? Because according to the Lord, the nation of Israel is the apple of his eye. All right? Let me grab that too. Am I done with this? Hold on. Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So there you go. Bunch of, sounds like the characteristics of the so-called white man. If you following after him, that's what he like. He all liars, man. He's a liar. He's a murderer. That's what shows you how weak death is. That's why you can't forget that, man. He wants you to be scared of death, man. That's why you gotta fear the Lord. This nigga's a parasite, man. He just, oh man, I can't wait. Lord, destroy this nigga, man. Really can't, man. He's a real low, nasty piece of shit that the Lord created with that one, man. You know, it's getting harder to hold back your tongue when it comes to this nigga, man. It's getting harder and harder to this. That's why you gotta keep holding, because it gets. The more you learn about this dude, man, getting harder to bridle the tongue. That's why he's trying to, more people are speaking out, because they're seeing all this shit. It's like, how can you not speak? It's like a fire that's burning within you. Okay? More different nations. That's why he's talking about all this anti-Semitic bullshit. I just did a video last night. Who was talking some anti-Semitism bullshit? I forgot who I was. Oh, TikTok. TikTok got censored. People are complaining that you can't talk about ICE, you can't talk about the duck. That shit's being censored. TikTok saying it ain't, you know, it's the merger only happened about a week ago, so they're getting out the bugs. But the bugs are ICE and duck. That sounds a little weird to me. You know, a lot of people, man, they don't got eye salve. They believe that bullshit. I don't believe nothing this nigga says. He's censoring you, and he's gonna censor this word too. Ultimately, he already tried to censor this word, even on YouTube. So there's gonna come a point you ain't gonna have this word either. Okay? Anyways, what else I got here? NBA Anthony Edwards blasted over pathetic response to unrest in Minneapolis after ICE shooting. Anthony Edwards is a basketball player for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This nigga spent $514,000. He donated to ICE. These NBA players ain't shit, man. Y'all think, a lot of women think, oh, let me go to the, NBA and see if I can get one of these, man. This is who y'all want to be with. Those niggas are gonna die, man. Them niggas were dying when they were getting it during the vid, man. You gotta get jabbed up. They're seeing people fall and collapse You got to get jabbed up. People poking their arms out. Even Bronny, I think he got jabbed up. He almost passed out and died. They thought he died years ago. I think a couple years ago. It seems like a long time. Now it's 2026. Yeah, that nigga fell out. Look like he's good now. He probably stopped taking them jab shots, man. You better get right with the Lord, Bronny. Your father, man, that nigga is he one of those black boule type motherfuckers. You know, them niggas covered money. That's why he was wearing a dress. Anthony Edwards. NBA All-Star Anthony Edwards is under fire from fans over his pathetic response and seemingly impervious demeanor regarding the second deadly shooting by Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents in Minneapolis. And look at, just like Floyd Mayweather. He kissing Israel's ass so hard, man. He looks so damn stupid doing all that shit, man. I wanted to give y'all so much help because, you know, things that are going on with y'all, and this is Esau. He uses all these enchantments. Just like him sending Fred Flintstone to Minnesota. I think he's going to, so Donald Duck sent Fred Flintstone to Minnesota. Like he's going to do something different than Greg Bovino. What the fuck he going to do? Tom Homan ain't going to do anything. It's all a distraction because I'm hearing reports that the nigga trying to go into Cuba. He's saying Cuba's going to fall. How it's gonna fall? Because your ass is gonna do something. You're gonna attack Cuba. So, you know, it's all a distraction. Then when you look up, brother put up a beautiful post. It said Alexander Pretty, and then it showed Renee Good. So that's pretty good, you know? And then they were saying how I can't really remember the post, but it was basically saying that it's making it seem it's psychological programming because they're showing you they're making them victims, making white men and white women victims, and he always does that. See, look, it's happening to them. So when it starts happening to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it won't seem is bad. It's like they programmed you to accept the fact that your people are getting put to death because his people died first. So one white dude that brought a gun to a scene and another white woman that tried to run an ICE officer over. Well, who knows if this shit's even real? I don't trust none of this shit, man. I don't trust white people at all. The fact that they can go into Minnesota negative 20 degrees, you were able to get people together that quickly in an instant to go gather in Minnesota in negative 20 degree weather. All of them are wicked. It's a whole wicked ass nation. They're the only people that can gather together like that on a drop of a dime. One email, everyone go out, close your businesses, and we all go protest and come out tomorrow. No one else can do that except for these devils, man. And you out there marching with these motherfuckers, man. Fuck them. They want to go on negative 20 degrees. They're cold-blooded. They can sustain in there. Let them fucking go fight for their businesses. You ain't gonna have no damn business. You ain't gonna have no 401k. Peter Schiff. I just did a video on Peter Schiff. He just said, yo, shit, the gold price being up ain't good news, man. The higher it goes, the more this nigga gotta go bomb some shit. And then there's reports in Iran that nuclear bombs are being exploded. But when you watch the news, I'm watching WION, they're acting like no one knows what's going on. But they're still saying Iran's getting prepared for war. Come on, man. Your news is, you gotta see through this bullshit. Yeah, he just sent the Abraham Lincoln over there just to park his Lincoln next to Iran, like, and just be parking lot pimping in the get the fuck out of here, in the Mediterranean. Get the hell out of here. Nigga parked his Lincoln in fucking near Iran. And now shit's getting shooken up over there. And you think now that's access, you want to get some American goods through the Gulf of Hormuz? Good luck. They said that's only 10% of where they get oil and they do trade at. I doubt that's true. I don't believe any of their stats. All right? So this place is about to be hell. All right? And none of these people see it. None of y'all people see it, man. None of y'all see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And I just hope the Lord, it tells you that you're gonna panic too. You ain't gonna be stable in that time. It tells you in Matthew 24, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And the first people, when you panic in a situation like that, when you don't know what's going on, you make the worst mistake. There's gonna be all types of chaos going on here. All right? So Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. Censorships, videos being canceled, the ministry's almost done with. It served its purpose. We can get off of YouTube and we can really get it popping after that. Then the Lord's gonna see who the Lord's dealing with in that time. And a lot of y'all ain't gonna have any faith because you weren't even going hard like that. So you're gonna be your conscience, man. You want your conscience to be the best it could be. Knowing you've done all that you could do. Because people think their sins are not going to pierce them, man. Sins are powerful. If it was able to take the sons of God and put them in these chains of darkness, what makes you think your sin don't mean anything? That's what's preventing you from serving the Lord. Some type of sin that you struggle with. Anyways, Anthony Edwards, let me see. On Sunday, January 25th, the Minnesota Timberwolves star spoke with reporters about the unrest in the Twin Cities, saying that while he wasn't too aware of what had been going on because he's off social media, he would stand with Minneapolis community members through it all. Anthony Edwards' comments arrived a day after news broke that ICE agents shot and killed Alex Purdy, a 37-year-old American citizen, during an immigration operation in Minneapolis. DHS and Republican leaders have spoken out about the shooting, claiming Purdy was shot after approaching law enforcement officers with a firearm. However, video and eyewitnesses' accounts seem to refute the sentiment, sparking outrage and widespread condemnation from public figures and everyday citizens. Anthony Edwards' statement is just one of many released by NBA standouts prior to his comments with reporters. Indiana Pacers star and Olympic gold medalist Tyrese Halliburton broke his silence on the matter, calling Purdy's unfortunate death murder. So what did he say? Anthony Edwards, watch on X. Man, I just love Minnesota. Let me see if I can watch it. I don't even want to use anybody's videos because I just want to get his quote. I'm reading it here on X. This is Anthony Edwards' message to the Minnesota community. Man, I just love Minnesota. All the love and support they show me. So I'm behind them. I'm behind whatever they with. I don't really have social media, so I'm not in the tune with everything. I've heard about the stuff going on. Me and my family are definitely praying for everyone. So you saying that, but then you give it. Nigga gave $514K. This nigga is dumb as hell, man. Jake's a fucking idiot. But you know what? He's so damn dumb. He probably that's all he know how to do is bounce play monkey ball all damn day, man. That's all you can do. Just stupid as hell, man. And you people want to have kids with this nigga. Nigga already had a kid with some chick, and then he paid her millions of dollars to kill it. Yo, Anthony Edwards is a damn fool, man. He's nice at ball, but this nigga is dumb, man. Just a straight basketball, stupid ass, dummy ass motherfucker, man. People like him just gotta die, man. He just gotta die. Anthony Edwards, man. I wonder who the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing. See, I can't wait till his next home game. I'm gonna have to watch that, see if he get booed by the crowd. You fucking with those minutes, they might kill your ass, man. You better watch out. Them ICE agents out there, please. You better watch out. You playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you gotta go to Minnesota every single day. Where am I at? It says, man, I just love Minnesota. All the love and support, right? That elaborating Edwards explained that while he's heard about stuff going on, he admitted he wasn't in tune with everything because he's off social media. Me and my family are definitely praying for everyone, he added. His response sparked strong reactions from social media users and NBA fans who blasted the Olympian for what they saw as a lackluster answer. I thought he paid money, though. That's a lackluster. And you worried about that? What about this $514K that I'm seeing reports on? Hold on, maybe this doesn't say that. It did matter about the NBA's Anthony Edwards blasted over pathetic response to unrest. Oh, it's also a pathetic response. Yeah, 9 hours ago, okay. Did Anthony Edwards donate his $514K paycheck to ICE? Viral posts explain amid the NBA star's response to recent Minneapolis shootings. This is, I don't know. Breaking, Anthony Edwards has donated yesterday's game check, $514K to ICE, allegedly. Joe Biden let in 20 million illegals. ICE is helping keep America safe and deserves full funding. Wow. Allegedly, he gave them. I don't trust this news source. It didn't matter about his comment, then those Minnesotans are stupid. I thought they would matter about this allegation of him giving ICE $514K. Why the hell would he do that? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But you know what? In this time, that's probably fake news. That's probably fake news. Who knows? Man? You see Floyd Mayweather, he's doing shit like that. He's kissing Amalek's ass. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Edwards is kissing Esau's ass. Just as simple as that. What time is it? Oh, I'm past the time. Let me see, is there anything else I want to say? That's pretty much it. Let me grab this in Romans 13 and 11. We gotta wake up, man, from this bullshit. Actually, matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 47. Because that's all it is. A bunch of enchantments. He don't want you really looking at what really going on in the world. How he's it's getting to the end, man. They're going around robbing, stealing, and killing. Isaiah 47, verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. So he's a sorcerer. He's a enchanter. That's what he does, man. A lot of this news, he uses it as sorcery. All these psyops, that's sorcery. To get you to believe a narrative that's not even true in order for you to react a certain way. Okay, that's why you don't want to be caught off guard with the Lord. Okay, because the Lord he got all these different spirits out here. Like the new Black Panther Party, which just got dismantled because I forgot the dude's name, the head of the original Black Panther Party, told them dudes need to cut that shit out. Because Esau's doing all this shit trying to get some type of uprise of the people so he can put your ass to death, and he can bring forth the Insurrection Act and get it popping, turn this place in the gray state as soon as possible, where it's martial law, can't leave your house, you're gonna be forced to take the RFID microchip. He's putting all this shit into place, so ultimately, so he can fulfill prophecy, and we'll get into that point. But I'm gonna end it here. Lord's will, this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Barachak Kodash. Shalom, Abba Ball, and Kwame Asherala. A lot of comments. Shalom, y'all. Happy Pride Chief. Love your colorful outfit today. We are all one race, that human race. You're a fool. Dog brains. We all go back to Adam and Eve. I scroll lives just to remind y'all, hit that like button or double tap the screen, raise that number. Count people. The Bible says the tongue is the most destructive part of the human body. The heart is deceitful above all things. Halle Berry. I'm out of here. Shalom.